Okay, so imagine this. You pour everything into a relationship, right? Your future, your trust, everything. You're ready to commit, and then bam, you find out the person you love most. They've been living a complete lie from the very beginning. That's kind of the core of what we're digging into today. It's this deeply unsettling story. Really intricate, heartbreaking, and yeah, shocking story of Michael and Zara.
Exactly. And that's really our mission here, isn't it? To unpack how secrets like that, especially something as big as a hidden identity, a really dark criminal past, how it can just, well, demolish a relationship, one that looks perfect on the surface. So we'll look at the twists, the red flags maybe you'd miss, the big shocks, and what this story, what Michael's experience really tells us about the cost. The cost when love gets tangled up with lies like this, it can be devastating. And the sources, yeah, they give this incredibly raw, very personal view from Michael's side, this really unsettling journey he went on.
Okay, let's dive in then, starting with Michael. Our sources, they paint him as, well, almost too good to be true. Tall, soft-spoken, wealthy, incredibly loyal, but humble with it. He meets Zara in this unexpected place, a small, quiet bookstore downtown.
Right. And Zara, she wasn't flashy at all, apparently. The opposite, just pure natural beauty, this quiet smile, eyes that maybe hinted at some past pain, but like she hadn't let it break her. And Michael, he was hooked instantly from that first chat, felt this deep connection.
Yeah, and what's really striking is how fast it all happened, how intense that bond got. They went from just chatting to these incredibly deep late-night talks. The sources call them conversations that would pull your soul out of your chest. Pretty intense stuff.
It really is. And Zara stood out to him because she seemed so genuine, different. She wasn't after his money or connections or asking for favors. All she seemed to want was just him, his time, his presence. And for Michael, that was, well, incredibly refreshing, really attractive.
But, and it's a big but, Zara had secrets. Huge ones. Every time Michael would sort of gently ask about her family, she just frees up. Smile gets forced. She gives this vague answer, like, "Ooh, they're not really around anymore."
And no invites to her place, right?
Yeah.
Never let him walk her home. Any mention of meeting friends, she just quickly changed the subject.
Exactly. And Michael, being this trusting guy, he didn't push it. He kind of rationalized it maybe, thought she was healing from something or she'd open up eventually. But is time really the solution when someone's hiding fundamental parts of their life like that?
That's such a key question. I think Michael, like a lot of us when we're falling hard, was kind of giving her the benefit of the doubt. Too much, maybe. When you're emotionally invested, you tend to explain away the weird stuff, don't you? Instead of really looking at it. Consistently hiding your family, your home, your friends? That's not just being shy. That's a major red flag. It usually points to something pretty fundamental about who they are or their situation that they need to keep hidden. Those walls Zara put up, they were there for a very specific reason. A dark one, as it turned out.
Yeah. Behind that quiet exterior, there was clearly a whole lot she was desperate to conceal. So fast forward 6 months. Michael is completely, totally all in. Sources say he's just utterly smitten. He even introduces her to his family. And they weren't impressed. They judged her immediately, quite harshly.
Right. His mother apparently warned him straight up, said something like, she doesn't belong in our circle. And the sister was even more direct. She's hiding something, flat out.
But Michael, totally blinded by love, didn't care, ignored them. It makes you wonder, why do we do that? Why dismiss warnings from people who know us best when we're in love?
It's a really powerful psychological thing, isn't it? Infatuation. It kind of hijacks your brain's logic center. You start looking for anything that confirms how great this person is, that's confirmation bias, and you push away anything negative, especially if it comes from outside the relationship bubble. Zara had become his whole world, basically, so seeing her objectively through his family's eyes, almost impossible for him at that point.
Okay, so this is where things take a turn, a really sharp one. One night, Michael proposes. Gets down on one knee under the stars. Zara cries, she says yes. But the sources point out her hands were shaking the whole time, trembling.
Interesting detail. And then, just 2 weeks later, Michael's traveling for work. He asks his driver to drop Zara off at her apartment building, or what she said was her apartment building.
Yes, and this is the moment doubt starts to creep in. Big time. The driver calls Michael later that night, and the report is chilling. And to sir,
Yeah.
she didn't go home. She met a man, hugged him. They walked off together.
Oof. Michael's heart just sinks, you can imagine. He doesn't want to believe it, tries not to. But that little seed of doubt, it grows fast, becomes an obsession. He starts digging into Zara's past. And what he finds, It just unravels everything, layer after layer of lies.
And the first, most immediate, brutal truth. Zara wasn't her real name. She'd changed it just 2 years before they met. Even worse, no job, no real records. Because, and he finds this in police reports, 2 years ago she was arrested for fraud, along with a man named Tunde, her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. They apparently ran these elaborate online scams together, targeting wealthy men, pretending to fall in love, getting their trust, and then poof, disappearing with their money.
Wow. So something went wrong. Tunde got caught. Zara ran, changed her identity, started over. Michael's just staring at these police reports, the photos, mugshots. It's her, undeniably her. The woman he was planning to marry, the one he'd poured his soul out to.
Imagine that moment. And instead of yelling or confronting her angrily, he does something else. In this state of, like, agonizing calm, he invites her for dinner, candlelight, music, the whole setting. She arrives, smiling, totally clueless about what's coming.
He pours her wine, asks about her day.
Yeah.
Just normal conversation. Then he slides the file across the table, that police file. Her smile just drops, eyes go wide. She whispers, "I can explain."
And she tries, begs him to believe her, says she left that life that Tunde forced her, claims she was young, stupid, that she really changed, that her feelings for him were real.
Yeah, and this is that psychological battle, right? Cognitive dissonance. He's holding two totally conflicting ideas. The Zara he loves versus the Zara in that file, and he wants to believe her. The sources say God he wanted to.
Absolutely. That tension between what your heart wants and what the cold, hard facts tell you, it's immense. Denial kicks in, self-preservation. Logic often goes out the window for a bit. But for Michael, in the end, the betrayal was just too deep, too fundamental. Love couldn't bridge that gap. He told her to leave.
She begged, cried, but he just turned his back, couldn't look at her. That night, Michael didn't sleep at all. Understandably.
Days go by, weeks, silence, and then the phone rings. A voice says, "Michael, it's Tunde."
Just like that, Michael freezes, asks how Tunde got his number, and Tunde's reply. It's chilling. It paints a much darker picture. He says, "I've been watching. You ruined everything."
Wow. Michael's confused, obviously, asks what, and Tunde says something truly disturbing. You were never the target.
Yeah.
It was never about you. Zara loved you genuinely. She broke the rules for you. That's why she had to be punished.
Punished, Michael's blood runs cold. He demands, "What did you do to her?" But the line just goes dead. Click.
And this shifts everything, doesn't it? It goes beyond just personal lies and betrayal. Now it hints at this dangerous, controlling criminal element she was tied up with, something really sinister.
A week later, a letter arrives from Zara. She writes, she never wanted to lie, but didn't know how to tell the truth without losing him. Says he made her believe she could be someone different, someone better, but she knew the past would catch up eventually.
She tells him she hopes he's safe, urges him not to look for her, and she ends it with, "I love you, always."
So, where does that leave Michael? Just sitting there in silence. Nobody's heard from Zara since that letter. Is she on the run again? Or did Tunde or someone else actually punish her? Did something far worse happen? All Michael's left with is this devastating realization. Some loves, even real genuine ones, can come with an unbelievable price, the heaviest price.
It's such a profound and terribly unresolved end to his part of the story, isn't it? His whole reality just completely flipped by discovering who Zara really was, her past with Tunde, and then that absolutely chilling phone call suggesting her real feelings for Michael might have sealed her fate somehow, led to her punishment.
Yeah.
We're left wondering about Zara and just seeing the wreckage left behind by all these secrets.
Yeah. And it leaves us and leaves you listening with a really tough question to chew on, I think. After hearing this whole story, the calculated lies, yes, but also the genuine feelings that seem to emerge and the terrifying potential cost of those feelings. Could you forgive someone who lied about their entire past? Especially knowing their real feelings for you might have put him in terrible danger. It really makes you think about trust, betrayal, forgiveness, and just how complicated people and relationships can be.